evening again. I'm your host and storyteller still, Eric Taylor, and welcome to another chapter of The Curious Case of the Paddington Prowler, our creepy Savage World steampunk thing. First things first, before I do introductions, because this is good. It didn't work, so now I get to, actually do my intro correctly. It's Monday, which means it's Paddington Prowler. Wednesday will be Eternium Gate at 11 p.m. Eastern, and you'll find Chantel and Sarah and Jamie and Frito all on a caravan, I believe. Then on Saturday, it is the premiere of our brand new show, which is Far From Home, which is, again, Savage Worlds. And it is a science fiction exodus-y kind of adventure. So it's going to have Battlestar Galactica vibes, Farscape vibes, those kind of things. So come tune in for that. But before you turn in for that, in 8 in the morning on Saturday Eastern Time, you should definitely go watch Unlawful Disorder, where Chantel and Jamie and Sam and Drew and Michelle all play Open Legend. And I believe you guys were on a ship. Last time I was watching, you were on a ship. But then I fell asleep because I stayed up really late to get that show running. So, yeah, those are our shows for the week. And the only other reminder is that we are 100% Patreon supported. So if you would like to support us and you would like to invest in stories with us, it is my job. It's what I do full time. And you can check out that link there. And you can support us at that level, at any level. We appreciate you when you do. We appreciate you when you don't, but we really appreciate you when you do. Speaking of people we also appreciate, hi, Chantel.
Hello.
How are you?
How are you today? Oh. I'm good.
Good. I'm glad. And you can be heard, which makes me good. And you're here to play Constance.
Yes, I am.
You know who is also here to play a Marley sister? Katie.
I wasn't sure which one it was going to be.
I know, and I paused for dramatic effect because I'm that good at my job.
It was dramatic. Just like the ending of our last episode.
That's true. Because you know who's going through some serious personal drama right now? Nora, played by Sarah.
And I want to know what happened when I had my headphones out.
That's fair, but you do get to start with your headphones out again.
I kind of figured.
But somebody who gets to keep his headphones in is Sam.
You said like it's such a relief when I actually finally got to tell everyone all the stuff that I got told, and then we just get more. There's always more.
It's true. On our Discord for our cast, there is a channel called Hype Chat for this game that I have permanently muted because it gets like 200 plus notifications a day, and I admit it's kind of exhausting. But I went in there for the first time today. I braved those jungles. I read nothing. I simply posted a GIF that said, "Secret, secret, I got a secret," and then I left. Because there are secrets. And speaking of them, I need Sarah to take her headphones off so we can discuss the secret. So, last time on Paddington Prowler, a big black-furred death wolf thing ripped some propellers off a ship. Ishmael was a leaf on the wind. There was crashing.
Too soon. Come on, too soon.
It's been like 20 years.
Not for Ishmael.
Not for me.
There's been crashing. But as you all exited to look around to find Constance, the black-furred wolf who had leapt while you were still at cruising altitude from the airship, from the Helios, there was a screech in the air, and a massive black-furred beast with huge unfurled wings flew over you. And that is where we left off. And it is, in fact, where we will begin, as that black-furred beast is going to have the drop on you and swoop in at the two of you. So, Shawnee B, please, if you would, give me a werewolf fighting attack. But first, I need you to roll a d4. And on odds, you are swooping at your sister. And on evens, you are swooping at Wayland.
And it's a bad day not to be able to find a D4, huh?
I mean, we can let Katie decide her own fate.
It was even.
All right. I believe evens was Mr. Tolson. So,
Hello.
if you would please give me a fighting roll, and in Savage Worlds terms, you have what is known as the drop, which means you have a +4 on this roll.
Oh. Right. We hoping for double ones,
Half
right?
my parry on the in the best of occasion. And this is not the best of occasion.
That's a 9.
I believe that's going to hit, but not
Yeah.
not with a raise. Just a hit.
I
So,
think my parry's 7 currently.
Oh, that's good.
give me a damage roll. Please and thank you. You also add +4 to this roll because of the drop.
Oh, what am I using?
Is it a bad
Your
time to mention I'm
werewolf
already
melee
wounded?
damage.
Am I biting or am I clawing?
You are clawing.
Is the question.
You are clawing.
Because biting would be bad.
No, you're doing a drive-by swipe claw.
$11.
Toughness of 6.
Okay, so that's going to be shaken with 1, in addition to what you already have. And you are welcome to spend a Benny to soak if you would choose to.
I think I will. I will
Okay.
spend a Benny to soak.
All right.
No.
No. All right. So, for story appropriate purposes, this is how we're going to narrate this out. And I'm going to spend a GM Benny to implement the following effects in the combat scenario here. Blackfurred Death Constance swoops in on massive wings, which you're not all aware that werewolves have. Generally, they're not things werewolf have. So, as she does so, and she raises up that big massive paw and swipes Wayland. Wayland, you are going to go end over end like someone just hit a child's doll off of a, like off of the dresser. Just walked by and was like, bleh. And Wayland just, bleh, kind of spirals, taking the one additional wound. And you find yourself prone, which is the... so in essence, you have the vulnerable and the distracted conditions on you for the remainder of this turn. But Constance now turns and locks eyes with her sister. And we will now actually draw some cards for an initiative roll here. But before we begin... Nope, just kidding. It's only round 1. That was a surprise round. So not before we begin. Constance, 5 of hearts. Brings us to Amelia. 4 of spades. And little Wayland, there in the mud, 2 of clubs. Which means, despite those low numbers, the black-furred death wolf that is Constance acts first.
How far away is
You
Amelia?
are directly in front of them. Like you essentially like flew down, swiped, landed superhero style, and looked up and growled at your sister.
Gonna do what I saw the other one do. Grab her by the neck and throw her at Wayland.
Except this is going to be a multi-action
Mhm.
in order to accomplish. First things 1st is going to be an opposed athletics roll with Amelia.
Mhm.
So Chantel is going to roll first and set the target number. Chantel, once you are happy with your number based upon Benny's or Benny's I spend to make you reroll, Amelia will then roll to beat you.
I rolled double threes.
I'm going to let you keep that. So, Amelia,
Good.
roll your athletics roll. You need to beat a 3. Also, please add your wound penalty if you have any, Katie. Or subtract.
Ah, was there a multi-action on that?
Yes, so you have double ones, which
Yes.
I did keep in mind. But they weren't double natural ones.
I don't think I have any wounds now because Nora.
I think you got healed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
9.
So you indeed, as a wolf, fail to grab onto your wily, slippery sister. As a thing. Okay. However, it is now your turn. Amelia.
Does she recognize this wolf as Constance?
No, I actually need you to make an immediate spirit check, please. Because this is the wolf from your vision.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
This is going real well.
We're gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine.
Guys, remember Wayland and Amelia? They were fun characters.
Remember Constance? She was fun too.
She makes a great antagonist, though.
5.
Okay. With the penalty, which is a hidden penalty, you fail.
Okay, cool. Cool.
Please roll a 20-sided die for me.
And
Okay. Amelia, you, as you sit there to prepare to take your turn, you in fact shrink down onto the ground, pull your hands over your head, and beg for your life. Wayland, it's now your turn.
I'm going to get up.
Mhm.
I sort of, with a bit of, takes a bit of doing
Mm-hmm.
to his feet. He draws his sword, but he's kind of holding both it and the cane slightly limply, I guess. And he just gets up and he's looking at this wall and goes, "That it? I'm sure you can do better. Come on then." And I'm going to try to distract, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so give me a taunt roll. This will be opposed, whatever taunt stat is. I believe it's smarts.
10.
Okay, I need a smarts roll from Constance, please.
Oh, 8. Sorry. Wound penalties.
Got a 4.
Okay. So you are distracted, Constance. And I need you to please.
6. I was also distracted. Sorry.
No, you're good. Still distracted. So give me a spirit roll, please, Constance, as we move into the next round.
Were there any negatives?
-2 from being distracted.
Okay. 14, 15.
Okay. Wayland, as you issue out your challenge, Amelia, you're obviously incredibly distracted, laying there on the ground begging for your life. You see those eyes are crimson. But as you issue your challenge, that mouth turns and it does that kind of gnash at you. And no, chat, I won't do it again. And you see the red eyes shift purple for a moment. And then the wolf kind of shakes its head and howls at you again. And we go into the next round. Constance. 2 of diamonds. Amelia. 10 of spades. Joker goes to Sam. So, everybody who is not Constance gets a Benny. If someone will please let Sarah know that she gets a Benny. In chat. And we will start with Wayland.
So having had a bit more time to compose himself, he's sort of able to sort of pull himself a bit straighter, squaring off against this beast. And he's just like, "We're not going to let you take her. You understand that, right? Why fight us? Work with us. You want the other one? You want to be enthralled by that one? Or do you want to stay here? Why fight us?" I'm mostly trying to keep its focus on me, and and by extension, not on Amelia.
Yeah.
But I'm also not
being
planning to actively attack at this point.
Nope.
But I am ready to defend myself.
Okay. Give me a persuasion roll here.
Okay.
That is the first time I've ever heard those words from your mouth.
Yes.
7 with
Okay.
the wound penalties.
Give me your smarts roll, please, Shawnee. At your distracted penalty.
Three.
Okay. You, Constance, please make a spirit roll. Just right off the bat. At your distracted penalty.
Two.
Okay.
Spending a Benny.
Okay.
Four. Oh, wait. 5.
Okay. Did you add your Joker in, Sam, by the way? Your +2 from your Joker?
No.
Okay.
So 9.
So there is another flash of those purple eyes. And the beast kind of starts to throw its head back and forth, and the you watch as it kind of raises up its paws like it's gonna pounce at you, and so you get into that very defensive position, and then it just slams its claws into its own chest and starts to just drag, and is just wrenching itself apart. You hear the very telltale sounds of what that would be, those sickening crunches and tears, and the smell of blood just fills the air. And after a moment, where there had been a wolf, there is a bloody and exhausted Constance, who just kind of looks at you all, gives kind of this wet cough, and collapses to the ground. And Shani, if you can please mark 3 wounds on your sheet for me.
Is like assuming whatever she was wearing before didn't survive the
Did not
transformation.
survive. Nope.
Then I put my coat over her.
Mm-hmm. Nora, at this point, you have been hearing a lot of noise outside. Distressing noises. A lot of, not shouting so much as that very stern Wayland voice. But then there were the howls, and there were the growls, and there was a sound you recognize very well, which is Amelia screaming and crying. Nora comes down the ramp at a run, gun in hand, eyes wary, knowing that it's possibly her sister, but that also there could be something else out here. And you come out just in time, Nora, to see Constance looking around, vacant-eyed. Her hair is matted. She looks like she's been in a sauna for hours. She is covered in blood from head to toe. And she just sort of weakly lets out this wet, blood-filled cough and collapses to the ground. And Wayland steps up and puts his coat over as you reach the end of the stairs.
Nora's gonna run straight over to Constance and start trying to check her vitals and figure out where all the blood came from. Wayland, what happened?
You're muted, Sam.
It was so awful. You can't even talk about it.
He is also bleeding. So he sort of probably spits out a bit of some blood. She had transformed. I'm assuming you knew that, though.
She's the
she
one
has
that
wings.
Wait, what?
She could fly. So that was, well, fun's the wrong word, but interesting nonetheless. She transformed back, but whatever the creature is conflicted, not just with Constance, with itself as well. I think it tore at itself, and possibly at her. I don't know.
So she was a black werewolf with red eyes and wings?
Yeah. Yes. Though it seemed whenever we were able to reach whatever part of it was still Constance, or possibly whatever part of the creature was open to reason, the eyes went to violet, not red.
Violet, though, not gold?
No, not gold.
Right. This is very confusing. Werewolves don't normally have wings, right?
No.
Do they look like furry wings or like bat wings?
Eric.
Bat wings.
Bat.
Okay.
Now, not to hurry this along, but we should get some medical attention. Myself as well.
Yes. About that, I need to assess everyone who's injured and find out who is the most injured, and
It's her.
they shall get the potion, and whoever is not shall get the bandages, because a lot has been happening and I need time to make more. It took a lot of combining to heal up Amelia's leg.
Nora.
Okay,
Nora.
okay.
Nora. It's Constance. Give the potion to Constance. I'm going to the infirmary.
Okay, I'll be there in a minute. I am still pretty good with bandages.
Just nods. But he's going to first go to Amelia, not the infirmary.
Give me a healing check, Nora.
$14.
Yep. Okay. You are able to administer the potion. And whatever, you make that roll now. And you
Okay.
have a bonus.
I'm gonna Benny it.
Okay.
$8.
Okay. So you heal 2 of those wounds, Constance. Okay. Now what?
I'm going to, as I said, instead of going straight to the infirmary, I want to check on Amelia first. I'm assuming you're still on the ground.
She's still crying her eyes out.
Well, I'm trying to see if I can get Constance up and moving towards the ship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She's not with it. Her eyes are vacant. It's almost like she's sleepwalking.
As long as Nora can get her walking so I can get her in the ship and then back to whaling, because time is of the essence.
Yep. Yeah, you can get her up on there. Okay. Amelia is curled up in a ball, crying on the ground.
I crouch down next to her.
She had wings, Wayland. She had wings.
Yes. Full of surprises. But she's her again. And it turns out she can be reasoned with. Wings or no. How are you?
fine. I just I need to sit down. Oh, I'm sitting down. Is Constance okay?
She will be, physically. The creature tore into itself before turning back into Constance. Nora was able to use her elixir. Cleared up most of the damage, it seems. We're going to head to the infirmary and see what we can do with more mundane techniques.
Okay. Amelia's gonna get up and go with Wayland.
Okay. Give me, please, Amelia, a spirit roll.
$16.
Wayland, Nora, Constance, take your headphones off and please turn away from the screen. I don't know how I'm going to get you back, but check back occasionally and I'll have a thumb up. But Katie's expressions are going to be valuable. As you're walking behind Wayland, you hear a growl behind you, and you turn, and there is a black-furred, red-eyed wolf standing directly behind you. You reach to tap Wayland's shoulder, and you feel a strange pulling sensation. And you realize that you're watching your body walk up onto the Helios rack, side by side with Wayland, but that your mind stands there, locked in fear with that wolf. It's down on all fours, not up like a man, and it is circling Amelia. It's massive, easily bigger than the biggest man you've ever seen by a long ways. And it doesn't say anything, it just glares and growls and circles you.
She holds very still and says, "What do you want?"
Run.
Oh, she runs. She definitely runs.
Amelia runs, and the body of Amelia walks, vacant-eyed and glassy, onto the Helios as that massive black wolf chases Amelia's mind through the forest and into a hedge maze. You hear the padding feet and the panting and the growling behind you. The wind whipping through these hedges, these overgrown, unkempt hedges, thorns and long branches slashing at Amelia's skin as she runs. You hear a loud clank as though some kind of iron gate at the entrance to the maze closes. And you keep running. And I will pull them back in. Maybe, if we can get somebody to notice, we'll do this. Nora, you have walked Constance, glass-eyed, vacant-stared, 1 foot in front of the other, up into the infirmary. You kind of lean her against the wall, write a couple of tables, do the things you need to do, and then go back for Wayland. Wayland is escorting your other sister up the ramp, and I need you to give me a notice roll.
Ten.
Wayland is escorting Amelia up. He has his arm very appropriately around her shoulder, helping her up the steps. Her eyes are as vacant as Constance's.
Waylon, what happened to Amelia when you were out there?
She was afraid of the creature.
Did
Threatened
she?
her.
So I've noticed as I've been walking Constance up here, it's like she's sleepwalking. I mean, if you look at her eyes, there's not it's like she's not thinking at all. Have you looked at Amelia's face just now? Look at her eyes, Wayland. They look just like Constance's.
Just to confirm, they do look
Yeah,
like
it's just-
noticeably different to me as well. It's not like this is just
Well,
for Nora or something.
Not color.
yeah, no, it literally, they're literally just
Right.
both of them.
I don't know what that. If it was just Amelia, I would have assumed it was maybe a connection to her ability, but and if it was just Constance, I would have assumed it was a reaction to the transformation. But when it's both,
Okay, so I need to get you bandaged up. The sooner we get you fixed up, if it goes too long, it's harder to help with your wounds. So I'll have to look at Amelia later.
The
So
trained
many
soldiers,
things to do.
understand how wounds work. Yes,
Set her on the other side from Constance.
it's a good idea. Yeah.
Okay, I've gotten some things pulled out of the cabinets and right at the table. And just a minute, let me get my stuff and get going.
Yep, and you can make the roll.
Probably is like, am I able to assist with my own?
Yeah.
Healing, I guess.
You just have your own wound penalty on your sister.
Right. Yeah. I just roll healing.
Yep, and then for every success you get, you add 1 to Sarah's roll.
Well, I got a 12.
Okay. With your wound penalty?
Yes.
Okay, so you add 3 to Sarah's roll.
I got a 7, so that's
2 wounds.
10.
But it's only the recent wound. I can't get rid of
No, you can't get rid of the old one.
older wounds. Yeah.
Yep.
I've probably taken off my shirt. I probably actually take off the necklace as well, because it's going to be a lot easier to
All right. You
actually affect the wounds and not the glamour.
Yep. And now you are an elf man.
Yeah. Which I guess for Nora's sake would probably also reveal that the injury to my head is worse than it looks when it's not when it's glamoured.
Yep. So describe your injury as tastefully as you can.
So he's probably already made an attempt to sort of. He was already bandaged up, so he's done some stuff with it already. But essentially, it's just when glamoured, he's missing an eye. Unglamoured, it looks like someone took his eye out with a knife and was not careful.
In
So
fact,
he's got,
with Nora's experience with first aid, it wasn't that they weren't careful. It was they were deliberately uncareful.
Yeah. Skillfully bad.
Waylon, Babette did this to you?
She always likes to, well, the hags in general, if they can add an extra little twist and get away with it, they will. That's how they are.
And this was your payment for what you wanted? Or the question you asked?
This was part of it, yes.
What did you get that cost this much?
I didn't ask to get anything. I requested that whatever Constance had paid for her information, for it to be returned to her, as if it had never been taken.
So this happened because you were helping Constance?
The eye was the equivalent exchange, as it were, for Constance's payment. And then there was some more that was my payment. The cost of undoing the spell.
Yeah, trading up with hags is bad business.
I can't do anything for that right now. But I am getting better with alchemy. One day, Waylon, I will be able to fix that. I promise.
Well, then I'll wait. I won't go off getting another one.
Oh, please don't.
Once everything's stitched up, he puts the necklace back on.
Okay. You put the necklace back on. Your glamour doesn't impact your eye this time.
Oh, fun.
The missing eye looks
As in
horrible and as awful with the glamour on as it did with it off.
Oh, Waylon, I think we need to get, in the meantime, an eye patch for you.
Oh, there'll be something. I'll be able to scrounge something here. It's a well-stocked infirmary.
It is that.
It's currently all over the floor.
It's like,
We need to work on better latches
well
for the cabinets.
look how well-stocked it was. Yes.
Although I don't think this ship was meant to crash. Still, it's better to be prepared. Did Nora get a chance to put Ishmael in a new chassis, or was she interrupted?
You got him in the sustaining thing. is all.
Okay. I'm just wondering if he's like currently fading away or if he's
No, he's
stable.
He's stable, but he's non-communicative, and he definitely can't like move.
Well, should we try to see if we can get them to wake up before I repair the ship? Or put them to bed in their rooms?
Let's see if we can do anything.
We could try smelling salts.
Couldn't hurt.
So
I
Nora's
wonder-
gonna. Yes?
Well, given Amelia's abilities, I wonder if the traumatic events is she unconsciously linked with Constance, and that's why they're both in that situation. But I don't know. I'll try and examine both of them and see if I can
Give me an occult roll.
figure anything out. 5.
This is very possessed-esque. Like the last time you saw somebody like this, they were possessed.
What would be the course of action in that?
You need someone mysticky.
They seem almost possessed, I guess, but I don't know what by what, or if that's even.
Emily.
Constance?
And she's right back to just the...
Oh, that's just not good at all.
What do you do for people that are possessed? They don't teach that when you learn about first aid and healing people.
Well, generally, you know, I guess it's not an accurate description, but you would find someone to go get them. We don't have someone like that. Not here.
We're kind of stuck in the middle of the woods in a
Yes.
broken airship. I don't know what to do for that. The possessed part. I know what to do for the broken airship.
Would I think that there was anything like without actual mystical skill? Try and wake up Amelia. Just what?
Okay, so Nora goes over to
Run
smelling
through a list
salts
of things.
and puts smelling salts under Amelia's nose.
No response.
So then she.
Would I think there'd be anything like I could find on the ship that would be of assistance? Like if I.
You can go look. What are you,
Nora,
like? What do you think you're looking for?
Well, imagine if it's got like, if it's, you know, it's an order airship. It had equipment and gear.
Mhm.
In the same sense that like there'd be stakes for vampires
Yeah, you can definitely go look in the armory.
there. You keep trying. I'm going to see if there's anything.
Nora splashes Amelia with a small glass of water. We keep dumping water on
Amelia-
Constance. Maybe.
Amelia is now covered in water.
Oh no. I didn't know she's all wet. She tries pinching her on the arm.
Nope. In the armory, Sam, you find the usual, the garlic, the crosses, all of that. You find a couple of what could only really be described as like voodoo accoutrement, which is not standard as a thing.
Yeah. I mean, probably could gather that up. Like it's sort of like it's the best that I have, and I'll return it into the best of my knowledge. Try and sort of set some things up.
Yep. As the two of you are working on that, going through various motions of attempting to wake up Emily, going through the list of things you found in the armory, reciting through, I'm going to have you pull your headphones off and I'm going to jump to the other two. As you race through that hedge maze, Amelia, that wolf is right on your heels. You can feel his breath at your neck. You can feel his claws occasionally catch at the tresses that whip through the air behind you as you run as fast as you can. His panting and his growling is loud and seems to be coming from every direction all at once. You recognize the overgrown, unkept, broken flagstones here. You don't recognize the route. But then somewhere in the distance, you hear your sister calling your name. And Sam, Sam's unmuted. There we go. Sam is now muted, so we won't hear him typing. But you hear your sister calling your name somewhere in the distance.
She keeps running towards that sound and starts calling out Constance's name.
You hear
Emily?
Constance, where
Emily,
are you?
Where are you?
I can hear you. I'm coming.
Run.
But she just keeps running as hard as she can.
Give me a vigor roll.
Eight.
Okay. You have reasons to be in shape, given aspects of your life, and you do a fair amount of aerobic exercise. So you're able to keep running. It's interesting that translates here into what is clearly the mental realm, but you charge through the darkness, you feel those branches ripping at you. You feel the sharp sting of claws as he nearly gets you. Those claws ripping across the back of Amelia. And then you burst around a corner and you see a familiar set of statues. That overgrown, crumbling fountainhead. And there beyond it is that twisted, brambly cage, and your sister's inside. Your sister is battered and bruised and swollen and cut.
You have to get out.
No.
You have to get out. You can't be here.
She just runs like straight up to the cage and starts trying to like find some kind of weak point. No, I am not leaving without you. I will get you out of here. Help me. There's can she see anything, any weak point in the cage?
Nope. It's essentially like a tree grew and gnarled its roots up, and then somebody lifted it up, stuck her under there, and then put it back down.
She glances back over her shoulder at the black wolf and then looks at Constance.
He is standing next to the figurehead, on all fours, just glaring at the two of you. But as you remember, this circle where the fountainhead is has many paths that lead into it. And there are footsteps coming down each one of those paths.
What is that?
I don't know.
Constance, can you change into the purple wolf?
The pack is coming.
You have to try. If you can change, you are strong. You are strong when you are in that form. You could break through these bars. Can you try? You threw me across a room. I mean, I know I'm not very big, but try.
Can I try?
What are you trying?
I'm gonna focus on hunger.
Okay, what are you rolling?
Either spirit or strength.
Which one?
Strength.
Okay. Give me a roll. As she's behind you, Amelia, you turn and kind of position yourself between the wolf and your sister. Its red eyes are gleaming, and it is slowly coming toward you on all fours. As we've discussed, it's good.
I'm gonna spend a penny.
It's massive. Then as it draws closer, it seems to be growing. 10. Okay. From those other paths, you hear not footsteps, but loping feet on the stones. And one by one, wolves pour into the circle. Silver-furred wolves, black-furred wolves, eyes of orange and of gold and of red. And they surround the cage. And he steps forward. He reaches out, and his hand finds Amelia's throat and lifts her from the ground. Behind you, you hear a howl. And there is a cracking, wrenching sound as off out of your vision, because it's directly behind you, a purple-eyed, silver-furred wolf rips that cage apart, reaches up, and drags you from the grip of that black wolf. And the two of you awaken in the infirmary of the Helios. Nora and Wayland, you're like essentially pouring through this stuff that Wayland brought in, and Nora's like, no, I can't see how any of this would work. Like, what even is this? Why are there knuckle bones here? What is in this bag? Like, all of these super confused things. And behind you, you hear a collective and a clatter to the to the steel of the Helios deck as both of your sisters sit bolt upright and tumble from their beds to the floor.
Amelia's gonna crawl over to Constance and throw her arms around her, just like sobbing.
Constance is doing exactly the same.
And then Nora's gonna pile on top. Group hug.
Amelia, not Nora, as you pile on top Nora as your sisters cry, you begin to feel a wetness on your sleeve. And at first you're not concerned. You're like, oh man, a lot of tears. But then it starts to stick. And you look down, and your sleeve is being soaked in blood.
No. No, who's bleeding?
And as you pull your sisters apart, on Amelia's neck, from ear to clavicle, are 3 long slash marks.
Wayland, grab the bandages.
He's already there with the stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Just hold still, Amelia. I got it. I just hold still.
Yeah, and there's no actual wound penalty. It's a dramatic effect kind of thing. You managed to patch it up. But as you try like an alchemical potion to seal it, it just fizzles and burns off in acrid smoke. As you try and stitch it, your stitches just burst into flame. I'm not getting any Sarah sound.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Okay. Wayland, why is it doing this? It shouldn't be doing this.
Does anything come to mind?
Nope.
It was the other wolf.
The black one with the red eyes?
I think Amelia's probably not saying much because she's probably gone into shock, right? Like, so she can feel these wounds. Yeah.
I can put bandages over it, but I can't close them up. But But we just walked you both in here. He wasn't here. And she didn't have those a moment ago.
To my head.
She was in your head? But these are on the outside.
When I went to the roof of the Helios, I couldn't see it, but it was holding me by the throat. And then when I closed my eyes, I was somewhere else.
In your head or in the forest that you just fell into? Because it jumped off.
I saw it jump.
No.
Emily?
She faints.
Sam.
Mutters some choice alpha expressions.
Nora, if I close my eyes, it might be there.
You're gonna have to blink sometime, though.
I can blink. If closing my eyes, see if it makes a difference.
You don't know if you really feel it or if you think you feel it. But there is a presence around you. You hear panting and growling in your ear. And I would like you to please add the phobia of sleep to your character sheet. Amelia, I need you to add the phobia of sleep to your character sheet.
So, how did closing your eyes go?
I don't know if it's there or not.
Wayland, I don't understand magic yet. Help?
You feel the wolf external to you, around you, affecting you. I don't know. I don't know if it's just how it feels, if it's internal, but that's the feeling you get.
Okay, Waylon, this is good. You keep talking. You keep an eye on Amelia. You all stay right here where you're safe. I'm gonna go fix this airship so it'll fly because here is not a good place to be right now. So I'll be back. And she takes off out of the infirmary.
Okay. You rush from the infirmary, heading toward engineering to begin repairs, to look for things, to try and stabilize some props, whatever you need to do. And as you do, a red klaxon begins to sound through the building, the ship. And you hear a pre-recorded version of Ishmael's voice. Intruder alert. Intruder alert. And we'll be back in 5 minutes after break. So, stay with us, everybody. We'll see you in 5. And we're back. Thanks for waiting as we have terrified players who are apparently broken. So, as we left with 2 hurt, wounded, in pain sisters, the other sister running maniacally toward the engineering bay, and a klaxon sounding, and the sounds of intruder alert, filling the room. What do you do?
Waylon sort of just like, I want to now. Wait
I'm
here.
going to start hunting for hunger. I'm going to see if I can find that not in this world. Not in that place here. Does that make sense?
No?
I'm looking for the dog. That's what I'm looking for.
Gotcha.
Looking for the dog in my head.
Okay. All right. You begin doing that. Wayland, you walk out. Nora, as you're walking along the catwalks, there is a crack and then a fizzle. And the Helios plunges itself into darkness.
She pulls out her revolver and then just mutters to herself, "It's okay. I can fix this. It's okay. Kill whatever has gotten on my ship and then fix the lights. It's okay." She turns on the little lighting on her hat.
Yep, I'm going to give Nora a Benny. As she pulls out her revolver and just reaches up and like twists this thing, and there's this little like kind of snick and this slight puff of steam, and there's just this light on her head. And you stalk through those corridors. Sam, what is Wayland to do?
Is there any indication of where the intruder got in, or where they would like I hear something? Can I see anything?
No, because like it's a giant echo chamber of solid steel catwalks, and Nora's walking around. You do see Nora's light. And admittedly, you don't know it's Nora's.
Nora?
You can hear him.
Waylon, go back in the infirmary. That's the intruder alarm. It's okay. Take care of Constance and Amelia. I'm pretty sure I got this. Maybe.
Oh well, now I'm filled with confidence.
Steeled with that.
Can I smell anything?
No, because right now you are still human.
Smelled things before.
I'm aware.
How do I smell
Okay. Amelia, you are coming to in pitch black.
Constance, Nora, Wayland?
I'm right here.
What's happening?
There's someone on the ship.
Is it the wolf?
I don't know.
Constance. I heard him in my head. In here, in this room.
Did he say something?
He said he marked me. And now I can never hide.
Wayland?
I've made my way back.
Yeah, you're in the
Yeah.
doorway.
I'm here.
I don't know what's going to happen.
Well, what else is new?
But I'm going to try to find Nora.
Well, Nora's
Because I
looking
don't
for the
think she
intruder.
shouldn't be alone.
And as Constance makes that statement, she reaches out with an arm to pull Wayland out of the doorway. That arm bristles with fur and grows larger. And like a very large man moving a toddler, Constance slides Wayland to the side, and a large, silver-haired, purple-eyed, glowing wolf, eyes glowing, not the fur, purple glowing eyes, silver fur, steps out through the doorway and lopes down the catwalks on all fours.
Well, how do you feel about going after her, Amelia?
I think she's going to be just fine.
Yeah. More concerned now about whoever decided to go onto the ship. Can't hear you, sorry.
Yeah, you're muted.
That's fine. I didn't press the button. The way we're going to play this is going to be an interesting riff on combat, so stick with me. We're drawing 2 total cards. 1 for the party, 1 for the intruders. However, there are now 3 groups of people in the party on the ship. So, I will draw, and we will start with either intruder or player based upon the initiative card. The order will go in alphabetical sister order. Amelia, Constance, Nora. Wayland, you are at this point with Amelia, so you will act accordingly. The intruders will act in between each of those rounds. So, initiative card to the players is a 10 of hearts. Initiative card to the intruders is an 8 of hearts. So, starting with Amelia and Wayland, this is round 1. You are in the infirmary. It's pitch black.
Amelia's going to try and reach out and see if she can find out who the intruders are.
Okay, give me your psionics roll.
I am loving my dice tonight. 16.
Okay. There are a lot of mines on this ship. 3 of them are normal. 3 of them are very unusual. The rest of them are pure primal.
Wayland. There's a lot of people on this ship, or there's something. Now, can she sense that like the 3 normal are like from our group, or can she just like not differentiate?
You just sense, I mean, you're still in shock, right?
Okay.
So 3 normal, 3 unusual, a whole bunch of pure primal.
Okay. So she just grabs Wayland's sleeve. There's 3 or 6 strangers on the ship. I can't tell. But there's so many others, and I don't know what they are. They're wild and they're strange. There's so many of them.
Perhaps we should help your sisters after all. And
They're
he's going
everywhere.
to hand Amelia his revolver.
Okay.
I'm not going to get a lot of use out of this.
And she takes it.
Should we make our way?
Yeah, and you make your way out onto the catwalk. As you make your way out onto the catwalk, it will now shift to a intruder's turn. You guys step out, and remember, it's long catwalks, and there's small little catwalks that extend into the big rooms that are walled off. So you step out onto that big catwalk, and from either side, you just see there in the dark, row after row of red eyes on both sides of you. And that will be that set of intruders' turns. Which brings us to Constance.
What do I smell?
You smell fear.
Back the way I came from?
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
It
Fear.
is the predominant scent through the entire ship.
Can I smell Nora?
You can give me a notice roll. That'll be one of your actions.
Okay. I'd like to, then I'll lay out the whole
Mhm.
thing.
Yep.
I'd like to see if I can send out Nora. And if I can, then I'd like to go to her.
Okay. Give me your nose roll. That's not a multi-action.
Okay.
Because of the permeation of fear through the air, though, it does negate your base sense bonus on scent.
I
So you're
mean,
just flat noticing.
that was a 2. My dice don't like me today.
It's 'cause Katie's stolen all the mojo.
I'm spending the money. $11.
Yeah, you know exactly where Nora is.
Going to her.
Okay. Go ahead and give me another notice.
Me?
Chantel. Okay. You head off toward Nora. And we have also taken your intruder's turn, which brings us to Nora.
She stops walking for a moment. She's got her pistol at the ready, and she yells out really loud. And this is going to be her turn. All right. If your friends start talking, and convince me quickly before I hurt you. If not, get off my ship. I'm busy. Go away.
My floating Benny is going that way. My personal one.
That is your response that you get. And all of you through the ship hear it. And Nora, you hear a clank in front of you and a pair of deep orange eyes open in the dark and stare at Nora. And that will be that intruder's turn. We'll move us to round 2, which will be another set of cards. Players, 2 of hearts. Intruders, pull the 8 of spades. The set of red eyes that surround Wayland and Amelia will stalk forward. They don't leap. They don't attack. You can hear that deep in the distance. But they just draw to right at the edge of kind of where even in the dark you're able to sort of see them, where your dark vision, your natural ability to see in the dark is kicking in. And you see Wolf. Just numbers of wolves, however that should be pronounced, I don't know, in this moment. But they don't come any closer. It's as though they're waiting for something. And it's now your turn.
Amelia, stay behind me. Do these, and potentially just not a way, but like when we were attacked last time by the wolves, there were like shifted druids. Is there any way to tell between like just a regular wolf and a...
Nope.
Amelia's gonna call over Waylon's shoulder. What do you want?
Somewhere, not from the pack of wolves, but somewhere back in the distance behind it, you hear a growl. Bring us the princess. And that's Amelia's turn. What's Waylon doing?
I'm assuming we've sort of been able to back a little bit back towards the offshoot part that goes back towards the infirmary.
Yeah, you're
so that he
essentially
can sort of-
moving yourselves back
Yeah.
to like barricade
So that he
yourself in
can-
the infirmary.
Yeah, so they can sort of at least, like, and also just put himself between them and Amelia. And he's just sort of, and I don't know if you're wolves, druids, were creatures. I didn't, frankly, at this particular moment, I don't care. I've been having quite a bad day, bad week at this point. So we're going to try and do this nicely. Get off the ship and leave us alone. And I'm sort of ready myself for if they do anything.
Okay. Constance, you are moving to find Nora, making your way through the hall. What would you like to do?
Get to her.
Okay. She's like up levels from you. Like you've got to make your way. Or down levels from you. Like she's around and down on the other side of the ship. Because she went to engineering. Okay. So you are making your way through the hallways.
Can I make my way any faster?
Yeah, if you want to like run.
Mm,
But your intruder is going to leap from the shadows and attack you. Because that was what your
good.
botched notice roll was last turn.
Oh, lovely.
$23 to hit you.
Uh-huh.
So let me just check. Yes.
Hold on, let me look.
Let's check this.
30 versus toughness.
Yeah. That's gonna my toughness is 5.
Even as a wolf? That seems wrong.
You'd think it would be.
Speaking as your GM, I will tell you it is. You are definitely tougher than that.
Well, my toughness is 7.
Okay. How many pennies do you have left?
I have 0 bennies.
Okay. In the darkness, the Marley sisters and Wayland hear a growling ripping sound followed by the clank of metal, followed by a yelp and a thud. And then you hear the sound of dragging on that metal. Sorry. We already did you. Nora, you hear all of this. And those orange eyes in front of you glare up at you. What would you like to do?
I warned you. And she aims for the orange eyes and shoots.
Okay. Give me your roll.
This is going to go poorly.
As opposed to the rest of this, which is going great.
9. My dice also like me tonight so far.
That'll hit with a raise. Because you're casting your spell, right? Or are you just shooting?
I'm shooting with my revolver.
Okay, it's still a hit with a raise. Wayland, did you give Nora silver bullets?
We sorted out equipment before we left, if I remember correctly. Like I was like, we all need to gear up, essentially. So if there was the possibility, either on the ship or in the castle,
there were silver
then
bullets given.
yeah, we did.
Nora, did you load silver bullets?
As many times as we've been attacked by things that look like werewolves,
Okay, that's fine.
probably.
Roll damage with a raise.
My dice quit loving me. I'm using a
You're also cutting out like every other word. Zoom is having issues tonight.
I'm going to try one more, Benny, because I'm worried. $11 is the best I can do.
Okay. You take aim. Not mechanically speaking, but dramatically speaking. And you pull in that deep breath. And that orange-eyed creature lunges at you with that ripping, tearing growl. Wayland and Amelia, you hear the crack of a revolver decks below. And then you hear a whimper. In front of you, Nora, you watch that body slump to the ground and skid to a stop in front of you. And there's kind of a shimmer and sort of that strange, almost heat wave sort of sensation and distortion in the air. And there is a young woman, probably 22, 23 years old, laying there, and she looks up at you with soft orange eyes that fade to a deep forest green before her head slumps back and those eyes go vacant.
Nora's going to reach down.
Knowledge roll, Nora.
Okay. Not my strongest suit. Five.
You recognize this girl. Her name is
I do.
Juliana Morris. And she is an individual who frequents the same parties as you and your sisters. You've met her probably a dozen or so times in the course of your adulthood.
Nora's going to reach down, gently close her eyes, and whisper, I'm sorry. I did warn you. And then she's going to go towards the thump that she heard.
Okay. Round 3. Players do well this time with an ace of hearts, which beats the 8 of diamonds from the intruders. Amelia and Wayland, you have found yourselves backed into the infirmary. What would you like to do?
What's the rough count of wolves?
You see at least 12 sets of red eyes.
That's a lot of wolves.
Maybe we should just shut the door. Is there a door on the infirmary? Just-
Your sisters are in trouble.
Amelia's like, we're in trouble.
There's 12 wolves.
I mean, you're
And
right.
whatever behind him talked.
I hear what you're saying.
Do you have any bright ideas, Wayland?
Got some dumb ones.
I got a lot of bennies to give away for dumb ideas. I'm just saying.
I want to lock closest wolf. Just lock eyes with that wolf.
Okay.
We're gonna go help our friends now. You can
Amelia
try and stop us,
squeezes Wayland very hard on the shoulder.
but I guarantee you, if you try, you'll regret it. I'm gonna start taking steps towards it.
Okay. The wolves part and give Wayland a clear path.
Well, this is going better than expected. Why are they just letting us pass?
Oh, I'm sure we don't want to know the answer to that.
Hmm.
What's Amelia doing?
She's just still has her hand on Wayland's shoulder and the gun he gave her in the other, and she's just sticking her nails into Wayland.
Okay. You step out onto the side, onto that main walk, and the wolves have all kind of single file lined up. Gleaming there in the distance is a sickly ochre yellow set of eyes, set about 8 feet in the air. Come, Tolith's son. I long to taste royal blood again.
I don't want to disappoint you. I'm not a royal anymore.
No, but she is. is. And he's going to charge Wayland. And he is going to
Charge right back at him.
and he will wild attack. I have bad news. That is a 48 to hit you because the D12 exploded 3 times.
Better than my 8, yes.
Okay. As long as we're clear.
By roughly 40.
Just wanted to check.
No, yeah.
Maybe you're secretly playing a superhero. I have good news. I rolled 3 ones on damage. So he does not manage to hurt you.
There's probably still a sort of like tries not to focus, but in his head it's like couple of stitches pop.
Mostly from the fear. You're just like,
Yeah.
"Ooh." Okay.
Is that us done? Or?
That is, yep. Nora. You are headed toward the thump. As you make your way up, you see moonlight. And you see the open hatchway. Just in time to see a pair of massive feet vanish through it.
She's going to climb the hatchway, peek her head out, look around, and then depending on what she finds would determine whether she would just close it and lock it or climb out.
There is a massive wolf. It has your sister slung over its shoulder. Its fur is jet black and its eyes glow like blood with light behind it.
She's climbing up and out.
Okay. All right. You are up and out, standing on the roof with the wolf. We will draw initiative one more time. Players. King of Diamonds. Bad guys. Ace of Diamonds. The yellow-eyed wolf will attempt to knock Wayland over the railing of the catwalk and grab Amelia. So this is going to be an opposed athletics check, Sam. It sets your target number at 11.
I didn't get that, so I'm going to spend a Benny.
Okay.
Okay, anybody's chance. I've got more bennies. Let's just spend a Benny. Seven.
Okay, so it beats you with a raise, but do you want to spend one more Benny and make a strength roll?
It's my worst attribute.
So I'll give you some context.
But yes.
Okay. Your context here is he's going to throw you, and what you're going to attempt to do is grab the fur on his back and bring him with you.
Yeah, I figured. Six. Wow, 5.
Okay. He rolled double ones.
Wow.
So you reach out as he indeed just steps forward. I keep saying he, but it steps forward and just like a child just batters Wayland. Sword cane clatters to the ground on the catwalk. But you reach out and grab hold of the fur at the back of its neck and just yank. And it, along with you, tumble into the bowels of the ship below those catwalks. Amelia, no sooner has Wayland done this than the wolves surround you again. What would you like to do?
I would like to shoot some wolves.
Okay. How many wolves are you attempting to shoot in the space of a turn?
How many can I shoot?
I don't know. What's the rate of fire on a revolver?
I don't know.
Imagine, Sarah's got it on her sheet. Each one you add, yeah. So each one you add is going to subtract because it's shot. So each one is going to subtract from your roll.
She's just going to try shooting one time to see if she can get him to scatter.
Okay, are you shooting at a wolf or are you just shooting? Like,
At
are you
a wolf.
attempting to intimidate or are you attempting to actually hurt something?
Probably intimidate.
Okay. Give me a shooting roll. And the way I'm going to rule this is your shooting roll. Each success will add to your intimidate roll. So, roll shooting.
I'm going to Benny.
Okay. Do you want to Benny this or Benny the intimidate?
Oh, the intimidate.
Okay. Roll the intimidate.
Is that? I'm sorry.
It's literally just a skill.
Another one you never get anyone to roll.
You have done literally more rolling tonight than the entire channel's done in 6 months.
I know. I don't like it. Let's go back to not this.
So if I don't have the skill, it's just a 4 minus
A
2.
D4 and your wild die, both minus 2.
Minus 2. Okay.
Mhm.
5.
Okay. You fire. The wolves back up, giving you some breathing room, enough breathing room to like run back into the infirmary and bolt the door, but not enough to like scatter them. But if you would like to, you can run in and slam and bolt the door.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Nora, you hear more growling below you, and you hear probably some kind of Alfar expletive followed by Wilhelm no! Screaming, followed by more thumping. Sarah's facial expressions are going to break me. Can't look at Sarah. Can't look at Sarah on either screen. That wolf turns and looks at you. I came for one princess. Not this one. But she'll do. And he will turn and he will leap from the roof of the airship to the ground below.
Constance, no, not again.
This is getting old.
You're the one that keeps having people leap.
I know. No, I was saying you're saying that. Like Nora's like,
Yes.
deja vu. Okay. Although it's not near as far since you know you're crashed. Okay. What does Nora do?
Runs to the edge, looks over.
Mhm.
I'm assuming she would know there's no way she'd survive jumping off and
She might
chasing
survive.
them.
She's not gonna like land unscathed.
No, but she can calculate the odds and see that she's not going to be running
Yeah, it's like
anywhere
a
after
it's
that.
like a 5-story ship, essentially.
Right. So, yeah. So she's going to see, no, that's not going to work. Go back to the hatch,
Mhm.
close the hatch on her way down and lock it, and start working her way down
Yeah.
to hopefully find the cursing Alfar.
Okay. Sam, just roll a d6 for me, if you would.
Yeah, why not?
I mean, I can think of some reasons if you want me to give them to you.
Does it explode?
It does not.
And then I got a 6.
All right. Well, on a 1 and a 6, your wolf was going to land in some gears and get ground into bits when you fell. On a 2, 3, 4, and 5, he was not. You rolled a 6. So, as you tumble down, Wayland, you narrowly miss a set of winding gears. You're sort of like dangling there by probably a pipe, which is really hot because, you know, steam powered everything. But you hear this crunch and this grating sound, and then these horrible, awful other continuing sounds. And then as you look down, there's kind of this heat shimmer. And you can give me a common knowledge roll.
1.
Okay. All right. You're like, his face might be familiar, but there's not a lot left of him now. And you're able to make your way back up the pipe. Your hands are pretty burnt by the time you get up, but you pull yourself up. The wolves have all, at this point now, made their way away from the door where you haul yourself up, and they have actually exited through the gangplank. And Amelia, you arrive to see Wayland like hauling himself up and like pulling himself up over the railing. His hands are scalded. He's like dripping in sweat.
Are you okay?
Oh, do you come out at this point? You don't know the
Yeah.
wolves left. There's a door between you and them.
Oh, that's
You
true.
said Amelia. I think you meant Nora.
Sorry, Nora.
sorry.
Sorry, I meant Nora. I keep mixing those two up. It's Surgeon Belmere all over again. But Nora, you discover that. Amelia, you were still hiding behind a door, possibly crying.
Wayland, are you okay? You look like you
Oh,
need
thanks.
more bandages.
Oh. I've been better, but sort of glances down again like, could have been worse.
Why didn't you stay in the infirmary with Constance and Amelia? Never mind. I need to go Wait, did they leave or are they still here? I need to go check really quick and then shut all the doors.
Constance transformed into the Silver Wolf and went after you. Amelia is in the infirmary. I hope.
They got her.
Constance?
He had her slung over his shoulder and he jumped away. I could probably survive a jump off the ship, but I wasn't gonna be chasing them after that.
Well, we can't all start doing dumb things. You made the right choice.
Doesn't feel like it.
No. No, it generally doesn't.
Okay, go calm Amelia down. I'll come back and put more bandages on you, but I'm gonna go close the gangplank real quick. We don't need more visitors right now.
I can tend to myself. We're going to need the ship.
Okay, I'm gonna go lock her up.
Sort of pulls himself up and picks up, goes back into the infirmary.
If you're not Nora, take your headphones off, please. Hi, Sarah.
Hello.
As you make your way down the gangplank, you hear a sound in the dark outside. Not the sound of wolves, not the sound of the wind, but the sound of ripping air generated by propellers.
What now?
And looking up in the sky, somewhere above the woods off in the direction that the wolf had headed with Constance, you see a small, single-propellered vessel with a rope ladder extending down from it.
Is it flying away or
Nope,
looks
just
like
hovering.
it's waiting?
Yeah, it's just hovering in place over the woods. The rope ladder descends into the trees.
How far away is it?
You can get there to run in, like, this thing was strong, but it was carrying Constance. But it is in the direction that they went. It is a
How long?
appropriate distance away.
How long is the gangplank? Could I dash up real quick, yell something in the door, and then run towards that small ship?
Absolutely.
So she
Yeah, like,
dashes
you
up the
literally
gangplank.
hear and see it from the top of the gangplank, like as you're walking down, you can see it.
Okay, so she turns around, yells into the ship. Never mind, Waylon, it's definitely the time to do something dumb. I see their ship.
I'll pull them in, and you can yell because they're gonna come with you, I'm sure.
Only I hope I'm not being too loud.
No, you're good. Just like look sideways from the mic and send it across the axis. All right, go ahead, Sarah. Yell again.
Wayland, I see their ship. Don't worry, it's not dumb. I'll be back. Bye. Lock the door.
There's dinner in the freezer.
Takes off running.
Probably just like a glance at Amelia, and then he just turns around and just
Okay.
runs.
Wayland runs after Nora. There's a splash page, not the middle splash page, but in this, our graphic novel, there's a splash page where there's woods in the distance and there's a light and you can just see the small airship floating above those woods. There's the crashed airship and you see three shadows. One of them is standing at the top of the gangplank going, and then one of them's like hurrying down the gangplank, but like gripping his shoulder. And then you see the other one with like a revolver in hand, just like charging toward the forest. Amelia, are you staying with the ship or are you following your idiot sibling and friend?
Going to follow the idiot sibling and friend.
Excellent. Okay.
Where are we going?
So you guys make your way up into the woods. The tracks of the massive beast are not very difficult to find, even in the dark. Nora, you're following them quickly. And as you move along in that direction, you hear growling sounds. You hear a thump sound. And as you round a corner with the feeling that you're getting close, you feel yourself stop dead in your tracks and your jaw falls open. Wayland, you bump in to Nora from behind and your eyes go wide. And Amelia, you like skid narrowly to a stop and like peek out around their shoulder to see why they all stopped. Just in time to hear the crack of a hunting rifle, followed by the words, "Put down my daughter, you son of a bitch." And we'll be back next week. Ladies and gentlemen,
Man, that could be anyone.
It's like 5 different people.
It's like everyone. How is that?
That's why I am the cliffhanger guy. All right. Thanks for joining us for this tense-ish chapter. All right, not ish. Very tense chapter of Paddington Prowler. I've been your host and your storyteller, Eric Taylor. I hope everybody had a good time. We're going to do some bot practice here because he's new. And it'll be fun. But up there, top left corner, Shawnee B, how are you?
Which dad's here now? Which one? Huh? Which one is it? Tell me. That's not a cliffhanger that I want to leave the week on.
No.
Which dad's here now?
It's really unfortunate for you.
I have like 3. Well, actually, one of them's probably holding me. So, like, which of the 2?
Katie, how are you?
I had so much fun.
I'm glad. Sam, how are you?
It's always a good session where every single character at one point was like, this is how I die? Is this it? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that was great.
And Sarah, how are you?
I'm good. Oh man, which princess and now which father? Hype chat is going to be blowing up this week.
I will make sure my mute doesn't have an
Oh,
expiration
yes.
date, unlike on Saturday where it did expire. And I realized I haven't been reading anything I was supposed to be reading. I was supposed to be reading all the bot commands, but I was too busy making the bot work. So for this week, if you're watching this on YouTube, find Chantel at ChantelB or at wordswithcolor.com. Find Sam at the _RealSammyP or on the Penny Peep Show podcast, where they just finished releasing shortly ago Town Call Prodigal, where he played Ritz. Or you can find Sarah. Wow. It's been that kind of session. You can find Sarah ignoring her Twitter at RPGameBeast, and Katie's scary and doesn't have social media presence, so we don't talk about her. Besides that, you can catch us right back here on Wednesday for Eternium Gate. For those of you in chat, there is our schedule. And just a reminder, this is my full-time job. It's what I do for a living, and I really appreciate those of you who come and hang out with me. I am forever in debt and have deep love and appreciation for the 4 people over there in the Storybook, as well as the others who show up on other shows. But we are entirely a crowd-funded operation by our supporters. So if you want to check out our Patreon and you want to invest in stories with us, patreon.com/DoRespite. Besides that, We'll be back next week for more Paddington Prowler. We'll be back on Wednesday for Eternium Gate. On behalf of everybody, I'm Eric Taylor. Good night. Good luck. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay home. We'll see you all next week. Bye, everybody.